Thanks for joining me on Olsem Wanem. Tonight we feature the Silver Jubilee of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, celebrated here in the nation's capital, and also the launch of a brand new television drama series by Papua New Guineans for PNG.
Last week marked 25 years of existence of the MSG, established on the 14th of March 1988 between PNG, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. It came into being as a result of an information meeting held in Goroka on July 17, 1996 by the heads of government of Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu and the FLNKS. The low-key three-day event was to celebrate the achievements within the last 25 years amongst member states.
It's a regional organization comprising of Melanesian states. The governance structure of MSG is such that there are biannual meetings by leaders of the MSG states.
Here with Olsem Wanem, we'll be back to highlight the achievements of the MSG. This is Olsem Wanem. The MSG Group has achieved much of its objectives in terms of the establishing legal frameworks, trade within its borders, and labor mobility scheme, just to name a few. But there is still a lot more that the MSG aims to achieve in the long term.
At the final dinner held last Saturday, Minister Marape highlighted the achievements of the MSG.
As this is the 25th anniversary of MSG, may I start by saying on behalf of Prime Minister O'Neill and the government and the 7 million people of Papua New Guinea, as greatest congratulations to MSG on this milestone achievement. MSG binds us together by our common Melanesian heritage, culture, tradition, values to which we are able to pursue our interests for greater cooperation and integration in the areas of politics, economy, trade, investment, preservation of our cultures, traditions and values, amongst many other things that we share in common. The MSG has in the last 25 years, amongst many achievements, chief of them is the Melanesian Solidarity Group Trade Agreement, which I understand is one of the only trade agreement that is working and achieving desired outcomes in the world.
One of the most significant roles for the MSG will be in ensuring that New Caledonia finally receives autonomy from France come the 2014 elections.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, one of the pillars of the formation of MSG was to pursue self-determination for the Kanaks. It is pleasing to note that a lot has been achieved at that front, including a successful mission by the Secretariat to the United Nations headquarters, where talks were held with the Decolonization Committee and others. while we are heading in the right direction, a lot still needs to be done, so we must all continue to work closely and collectively to pursue the dream of a Kanaki brotherhood, brothers and sisters. Papua New Guinea also made some commitments towards assisting the flags and the Kanaks in education, training, and capacity building. I want to give up the assurance that Papua New Guinea will honor these commitments.
The MSG is also considering the inclusion of Timor-Leste and West Papua as becoming member states, although nothing has been confirmed as yet. You're with Olsem Wanem. We'll be back with more. The MSG member states not only have similarities in facial features, but also share a diversity in their cultures.
Today, a couple of the ladies from Fiji who are here in Port Moresby, resided here for the last 2 years or so, have brought out a couple of our traditional clothes. The designs on them, majority of the clothes are hand screen printed. The designs on them are contemporary Fijian designs. These are the flowers and shells that we have back home that have developed over the time. We started off with simple flower designs, simple shell designs, but over the years it has endured a lot of changes in what our culture and the people back home, what we've gone through, and mostly how arts have developed back at home. So these are the designs that are reflected on this screen printed Sulu and Chamba, as we call it, and the long muumuu dresses. Good day to be out today to see the Melanesian culture coming into interaction. There's the Fijian group here, and there's some people from the Solomon Islands and the other Melanesian group, and it's quite refreshing to have these kind of events once in a while when you're away from home.
The celebration of the MSG Silver Jubilee is timely, especially when PNG is to host the upcoming 5th Melanesian Arts Festival in 2014.
We have a venue which we are working on. The main idea is to have, by the way, there will be, those who are coming will be the members of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, basically. Apart from PNG, there's Fiji, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and New Caledonia. We have been told and been asked to invite Leste Timor, or Timor-Leste, and Papua, West Papua, and also Torres Strait. So in addition to the Melanesian Spearhead Group, which consists of 5 countries, we will have another 3. Activities will be centered in Port Moresby. We have the main village, which we are clearing now in front of the Parliament, between the National Museum. And then there will be venues in other parts of the city. At the same time, we are thinking of sending some groups to what we call satellite venues outside of Port Moresby, funds allowing. We may send a group to Alotau. We've already had indications from the governor, who's quite happy to host that. A group maybe to Hagen, and one to Rabaul, East New Britain, and one to Wewak. So with the help of the provincial governments and the governors, we hope we can do this.
On the same token, the National Cultural Commission is also working tirelessly to continue the promotion and preservation of PNG's cultural activities, such as the upcoming Gogodala Canoe Festival and the Tumbuan Mask Festival.
Festivals, we have been running them for, I guess, the longest one. I've just was seeing one of the posters in there. I realized that the Mask Festival now it's in its 19th year, this year. So that's the oldest one we have, one of the national ones. But we also have other festivals which are running at the same time, some of them 15 years, some of them 10 years. The one that's coming up is the canoe, the Gogodala festival. That's a good one because it's been run with our assistance, but it's been run by the local people, particularly the member for Middle Fly, Roy Biama, yeah. And we like that kind of thing because, you know, as you will understand, we will not be able to run everything from here. Both financially and logistically, it's difficult for us. So we appreciate the kind of support that we can get from people like that. The Canoe and Kundu Festival is probably one of the most successful ones, in that it has a very good functioning committee. It consistently raises funds for that now. When you consider it, a festival like that may cost about 150 to 200,000 kina to run. We only give them about 25 to 30,000 a year. Yeah. The rest they raise it themselves. The Mass Festival is the same. They do the rest. We give them the same amount of money every year. There's a committee which runs it now. Before we used to be able to organize it, but now they're organizing it themselves. The Garamut Namambu is the same. They have consistently done it at different levels. You know.
This is Olsem Wanem. When we come back, the launch of a new TV series. You're watching Olsem Wanem. Television dramas are of great interest to most people around the world. In Papua New Guinea, we have had a few TV series that have had a strong following. Some say that these TV series can have an impact on the lives of individuals, although that depends entirely on what type of genre it is.
In recent times, EMTV has shown television dramas that encompass a variety of common life situations. Most of these dramas are made from other countries. However, the content is still very relevant to PNG.
Don't move.
Hey, do something!
City, you'll be famous one day, and I can tell everyone I had a beer with you.
I doubt that.
Hi, Linda. You doing here?
I found his phone on the road. He came to get it back.
Linda? This is Stanley. Told him all about you. He wants to buy you a drink.
Hi. What are you drinking?
A whiskey and Coke, please.
Parman, 2 whiskey and Coke. Just bring them to my table. Let's go.
We learn things by observing and looking at the things. And I think television film comes in handy when we want to relay message in terms, not in terms of formal classroom education, but informally. When people watch on TV, they learn a lot than going to the classroom to learn stuff. Ray's story begins in the islands of Papua New Guinea, and she comes all the way to Mosby, where she resides with her auntie, and she goes to school. But during her stay in Mosby, she confronts all kinds of social issues, and that is where she faces all the challenge. And actually, she wants to become a lawyer. And we also represent, through that character, we want to depict what the society is about. We address gender equality and family violence and drug and poverty and all these other social issues.
We are involved in development in the way of cultural development. Film is an important part of that. So we support Tribal Voice, and if anyone is also doing anything along the same lines, we would support them.
PNG has a lot of potential within the television industry, but lack of government funding and support remains the major hurdle that continues to restrict the industry.
1980, the release of Tucana to now, it's 33 years. It's quite a big gap. In 1982, when Julius Chan was the Prime Minister, he abolished the Information Office, and that was the end of any filmmaking in Papua New Guinea. And now Papua New Guinea has 7 million people, and the need for information in the villages is much more, it's now a big need for education, information to go into the villages. NBC doesn't worry about the provincial radios. So if we need, the people are asking why is there so much corruption, so much crime, and the sale of marijuana and white bashing and everything else. People are not educated. And we have become a poster country where there's more distribution of posters than audio. And as Paulie has said, television is the most powerful medium because you have pictures and you have the audio. In radio, you only have the audio. But again, that's not so much the argument. The argument is, why do we have a university turning out creative artists? Where do you put them? Where's the market?
It is hoped this project can have a positive influence on the growing negativity amongst individuals and communities in the country.
My name is Georgina Ame. I'm from Central, and I'll be playing Lydia. The character I'm playing is Lydia's best friend here in Pom when she comes down to live with her auntie and uncle here in Mosby. Decided to take a play in this to show that there should be equality. Women cannot be disgraced. Women have to play a role, must have a role in decision making or whatever it is.
This has been Olsem Wanem, and as always, do send us your comments to the address on your screen. We look forward to hearing from you. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend viewing here on EMTV.